Yeah, so for the first like 2 days, I was really kind of in bed. I barely got out, and for the first day, I needed assistance, and then for the second day, I was like crawling on my last leg. I need to get out of bed. And I got out of bed by myself, but it kind of hurt. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. And being that I started talking to you guys about my Tubal reversal journey, I am here to do my 2 weeks update. The reality is tomorrow is Sunday, which is Christmas Day, and that will officially be my 2 week update. So I thought it was kind of fitting to do it today because it is, after all, Saturday. It's a matter of hours that it'll be Sunday, so it's not a big deal, right? Anyways, yeah, I'm going to talk about my recovery so far and just tell you guys a little bit about how my surgery went, because I didn't do that. So anyways, last Sunday, or not last Sunday, 2 weeks ago Sunday, it was the day when my surgery was scheduled, and I went in at 10 o'clock. I went in actually at 9 to get myself ready, because that's what I was informed to do, and my surgery was performed at 10. Within a matter of hours, I think it was like 2:30ish, my surgery was done. I was like ready to leave the clinic, and I was leaving the clinic, and at that point I was all drugged up. It sounds really bad. I was on all these meds, and I was just kind of out of it and very tired and very sleepy and just, oh my gosh, not myself. And headed home for recovery. They gave my husband a prescription in which he went and took care of. That way, when I got home and that medication that they gave me wore off, I was able to actually continually take my medication and not have to deal with a lot of pain. And the first few days were a bit rough. I felt very incapacitated. I was in bed for most of the time, and I was just achy. I mean, it is surgery. It's just not what I thought it would be. And some of the symptoms that I experienced were so gruesome. Like, I've never experienced them with anything else, because my surgery was laparoscopic, and they used, with that, they always blow up your tummy with, what is it? Carbon. I'm not gonna say it. I'll interject it right here because I don't want to sound really stupid right now. But they blow up your stomach with some kind of a gas, and oh my gosh, the remnants of that in your body, it just hurts. Like, you get aches and pains up here, and it's like, why am I aching up here? I didn't do a workout today. It's not shoulder day. Like, why? And so that was really hard. Another thing was just being filled with gas in your tummy because of the way the surgery is performed. They go in, and then your bowels, I don't know, like, your bowels are expected to kind of shut down in a sense. You're expected to deal with constipation, and that in itself is just so hard. Your bladder, well, like, these aren't long-term side effects. They're just things following surgery that generally comes with the territory. And so that occurred. Yeah, so for the first like 2 days, I was really kind of in bed. I barely got out, and for the first day I needed assistance, and then for the second day I was like crawling on my last leg. I need to get out of bed. And I got out of bed by myself, but it kind of hurt. Day 3 though, I was up and I was walking around, and hubby went back to work on day 3, so I did take it easy with the kids. The kids were here, but yeah, I took it easy and I just didn't overdo it. Mind you, I was still in a lot of pain, and the pain was really just in my tummy, and I felt like the pain was unrelated to the surgery. It wasn't really, I don't want to say unrelated to the surgery. It was unrelated to my actual tubes. Those weren't the achy things. The real thing that was aching was the fact that I was kind of constipated. And it's just me figuring it out as time goes by. And then all the air and stuff just kind of sits in the middle region of your stomach. And when you're constipated, it has nowhere to go. So it sends sharp shooting pains, like doosh, 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 all over the place inside your belly. And sometimes it hurts so bad. And I felt like I was taking the medication to subside that, which is what I was doing, because now that I'm like 2 weeks out, I'm feeling so much better, but I am feeling those little aches and pains, and they're there. And I do feel a little bit achy. I can feel that this ache is related to the surgery. I'm feeling that more so now. But before, what I was feeling, I felt like it was just more the gas and stuff, compounded with obviously the surgery aspect. One thing I did to try to combat the whole constipation thing was I did drink prune juice, and oh my gosh, though it helped, it had me in a lot of pain. It really, really hurt. I can't even explain it to you. I was in so much pain whenever I drank it that I didn't want to drink it, but I knew I had to drink it, and it was just like,
Girl, get yourself together. You need to drink that.
and oh my gosh, like I can't. I can't. So yesterday and the day before, that was my first day that I was actually off meds. I took it actually in the morning early before I left because I had to go somewhere and I was in pain. But then throughout the rest of that day, like it was fine. And this isn't even my real meds because I ran out of the medication that they gave you or they prescribe you. It lasts only a week. So I ran out of that initially, and I tried to kind of ignore it and not refill it. So I went a whole day without calling the nurses or indicating that I needed meds. And I was trying to take just regular extra strength Tylenol, and it just wasn't cutting it. So I finally called the clinic and got the nurses to get in touch with the doctor who's going to further prescribe me some more antibiotics. But so I got through that whole day when I finally called them, and then I was expecting to hear from them the next day, but I didn't hear from them. And then it wasn't until the day after that when they finally called me back to indicate that, okay, I can finally get the meds. But by then I was already feeling a lot better, and I'm not a medication person, so I didn't want to take more medication if I didn't need to. And with that said, I was like, okay, well, kind of just put that in my back pocket. I don't really need it right now, so if I do need it, I'll call, given that that prescription is available on file. But I think I'm okay right now. So since then, which was like 3 days ago until now, I have not been on any medication. I've been up and about. I've been to church twice. I went to Christmas service, and I also went the following Sunday. So I went to church last Sunday, which was the first week after my surgery, and then I went to Christmas service like 5 days after that. And so like I feel like I'm getting better. I did attempt to go out with the girls like a week after surgery, and it just didn't work. I was in pain. I was walking all hunched over in public, and it was so embarrassing. So I just didn't try that again, and I officially did that again last night. We ran into the mall for like maybe an hour and a half, and then today we were on the street for a little bit. So yeah, I haven't been doing too much. I'm trying to take it easy. I am up at home. I am walking about. I've cooked. I've been back to my usual stuff. I'm just making sure that I don't lift anything, because they do ask you to not lift too much, and they also tell you to refrain from any sexual activity for a week or so. And yeah, and then I'm also expected to come back to go do a follow-up on what do you call it, checking out my tube. So I also am missing like a huge part here, where I forget to tell you guys that my surgery was a success. However, they were unable to get my right tube cleared, so that one is like a no-go, but the left one was a success and it was fine, and my doctor has no qualms about it, because it's according to him, like it's not an issue. So I'm not stressed, he's not stressed, I'm just going with the flow. Whatever will be, and that's kind of like what I'm doing. So that's the one thing. That was the only downside. At first I was just like, oh, because I did expect to have them both kind of cleared. I don't know if that's just what you want when you go into that surgery, but it is what it is. So I'm way past that. I'm just now more focused on healing and taking it one day at a time. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. My healing's going well. No longer on meds. As far as the gas pains in my shoulder, that went away pretty much like after about a week or week and maybe a few days. Even I drank prune juice, and that got my bowels moving several times, and so like the region there isn't as bloated and as it used to be, and so it's getting better. As far as being swollen, obviously I'm quite swollen still there because I have had abdominal, it's like an abdominal surgery in a sense. I have yet to see my incision still because there's a patch on it, and I'm not sure if I should be taking that one off. That's the one thing I'm not sure about, because I asked the nurses, but where my surgery was performed is within a different clinic, and she was saying I should probably follow the restrictions, or follow the guidelines of the clinic, and so I need to call them to get things all sorted out. But yeah, that is pretty much it. I'm just touching base to tell y'all that I'm doing great. I'm keeping my head up, and I'm just focusing on getting healthy. I was trying to say initially too that so I'm gonna be going back. I'm gonna be going back to my surgeon, I believe. So my surgery is performed in December. It's not until February that I'm gonna go back to get my, where they're going to shoot the dye or whatever to check my left tube and show that it's performing. And I was a little disappointed about that, but as far as me feeling like slightly achy and stuff, I can wait. I think I'll be okay just waiting, because I was just trying to fathom how like some people, I get that they're very anxious to get things going and wanting to have another child, or wanting to have a child, especially if they haven't had any. And so I can understand their urgency, or their them just anticipating wanting to get things rolling. But for me, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I feel so achy. I can't even imagine just like trying to get started right away. Like, I feel like your body needs to heal a little bit, and that time, that frame that he's given, I think that's good healing time, to just heal from just the surgery, and not just start having a baby grow down there in there. I know, yes, it's in your uterus, but just, those kids are so loud. But yeah, having a baby grow in there, and it's still sore and achy. So anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this video to be helpful. I was gonna make it a little bit more structured, but then I started talking, and I was like, okay. So if I did miss out on anything, or any questions that you have, please feel free to comment down below and ask them.